So when you think of the fact that you came out of Compton, LA, you went to Stanford, you're in the NFL, we're here in Beverly Hills now, why is that not enough for you from all the people looking outside in at your life right now?
Because if I was ever satisfied, then I'd be selling myself short. And I've learned the mentality just from great people. Kobe Bryant and everything he's been able to do, Muhammad Ali and everything he was able to do. So I never sit there and look back and say, damn, you've done some cool stuff, because I'm always thinking next, keep going, keep winning, more. I want more, I want to win more, I want to do more, I want to help more people. So when you get that way, it doesn't allow you to sit back and be content and say, hey, you're a kid from Compton, you made it out of there, you went to a great school, you got to the NFL, you made your way, and say, oh man, that's enough, you did a great job, you know, I want more, I want to be remembered as somebody who changed the way people thought of not only athletes, but people of color, people that come out of Compton, you know, because every step of my journey, people have kind of looked at me as an anomaly. Even when I was younger, people would say, like, you don't seem like you belong in Compton, like you don't belong in Watts. But I always felt like the stork kind of just dropped me off where I needed to be dropped off, and I just made my way.
There have been discussions about trading Richard Sherman away from Seattle.
He knows what's going on. We know what's going on. We've opened that door.
I thought it was interesting that the media learned that the Seahawks were at least open to the idea of trading you around the time where personally you were welcoming your second child, Avery, and yet professionally you're still at the top of your game as a cornerback. So given what you were going through personally and where you are professionally, how did the trade talk sit with you?
They're fine. They have talks like that every single year. It just happened to get public this year for some weird reason. But they're always open. They're always open to hear everything. You know what I mean? If somebody came up with some crazy deal for me, Cam, and Earl, I'm sure they'd listen. You know what I mean? Give me Dallas's whole line and all your first round picks for the next 10 years.
Walker.
And you know, sure they'd be like, okay, well, we'll hear what you got to say. You know what I mean? But it's the pros, you know what I mean? It's a business.
But there was a report that you initiated the trade talks this time around. Was that true?
No, it was open conversations between us. They said they were, you know, they're always looking to get younger, as you know, just the way they are and the way they operate. And this was just another phase of that.
After the Seth Wickersham article, you and I were texting about your reaction to it, and I asked you what was the way you would describe your relationship with Russell Wilson. Do you remember what word you used?
Professional, I think.
Yes, it was professional. Why did you specifically choose professional?
Because we're pros. We hang out from time to time. We're, you know what I mean? We get along. Everybody gets along. But is my relationship with Russell the same as it is with Doug, or the same as it is with Bobby? No. But is his relationship with me the same as it is with Noe or Britt, or you know what I mean? It's just different dynamics. But as teammates, we're phenomenal. It's just every single person on every single team doesn't hang out. I don't see anybody getting mad that Tom isn't hanging out with Malcolm Butler, you know what I mean? They're like, hey, Tom, you and Malcolm Butler go hang out? You guys don't? What's going on there? You know what I mean? What are we talking about here? You know what I mean? It's just.
I understand what you're getting at.
They're trying to create a story that isn't there.
So let's loop in something from that story, though, because there was a part in there where they said you have some pretty competitive moments with Russell in practice. June 2014, intercepted him. There's a quote in there that you said you effing suck. Number one, is that true? And two, is that crossing the line?
That's 100% true.
Okay.
And I've said worse. And I've said worse to Doug, and I've said worse to Curse, because iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another. So, once again, snapshot. You come into practice of a team that's about to go to the Super Bowl, and you get a competitive moment, and you try to write a story around it. I'm sorry that our competition and the way we sharpen our iron isn't pretty and cordial. I'm sure if you went to see bad teams, they'll probably get along great. You know what I mean? They'll probably be slapping high fives and doing great. But then you go 4-12. Once again, the reason that article was such nonsense is because you tried to create a rhetoric around something that was totally false. If you told me that moment derailed our season and we went straight downhill from there, then I'd say, wow, he's on to something.
Right.
Like, that's incredible. Like,
Right.
that's a great story. What happened was we were a yard away from winning another Super Bowl. How is that not the story?